hard ever. And we can talk about it when more people get here, why I think Despina is pretty broken. Okay. I like an early plague verb. Get a little board presence. Start pushing a little bit of damage. Maybe he'll feel the urgency to play some removal on it, so that when we get our I don't remember her name, the girl who comes in and pulls cards out of hand, then she'll be good. And another thing is here I can just attack and then use his ability, which would be cool. Alright, so the question is, what do I want to do here? I think I want to play the Sanctum here. That's not going to come out for a little while, actually. So what are we going to play next turn is the problem. We don't have anything. We'll do this. Okay, well, let's go face, and then I'll blow him up to blow the other guy up. I think that should be fine. Wink. Assuming I can. Yeah. There we go. Bye-bye. I could have waited. The problem is I was a little worried he'd have removal for it. Okay. Okay. So he's playing probably some sort of like Vamp Lamp. Basically the deck that I was showing you a moment ago. I think he's playing something like that. So we're actually going to toss in one of these because we're not going to really need it anyway. We're not going to be able to play anything here or next turn. So with that being the case, let's just draw a card. And then next turn, hopefully we'll be able to play the Witch. We'll toss back something if we don't get a resource to try to get a resource for the Witch. Alright, he's playing Temptress. It's one of the reasons why we haven't done anything with Noxious Fumes. So this will give us a play as we're building up to be able to play stuff. Like we could Blood Witch, but it won't kill the Temptress. We do not want to take damage from the Temptress. I don't really want to play as my mana, as my level. I want to level a purple one, a Dominion one. Especially since I'm going to need 2 to play Karthus. It really doesn't feel like playing the Witch here does that much. Playing him next turn would be really good. So I think that's what we'll do. We're going to go for it. We'll toss that back. We already have one out there. Okay, that's cool. So we'll do that. Then we'll use our turn to kill her so we don't lose cards for no reason. And now we're set up pretty good. Next turn we can play the Mutant. And then we can start working towards Karthus if we really want. Notice that the sub button uses a comma instead of a period and the dollar amount. I didn't. Does that mean you're using the sub button? Huh? Because if you did, you would be my very best pal. Library guards are pretty good. Library guards get around the Witch also. So, it's kind of tempting to go try to get one of these things and then just blow him up. And then 3 turns later we'll have another shot. Or should I just play the Mutant? That's really the question. I think maybe the Mutant is fine, and then we can start reducing him anyway. So we'll do that. And then this way we get this into play as well. We'll of course move him back to the back row. I'm just going to let him die like a chump. Well paid. It means $4,999, of course. Oh, that's not great for me. To be perfectly honest, that is not great. Probably forces me into a Cataclysm scenario. Not something I particularly want to be in, but I imagine... I don't think he... Okay, so I'm a little bit lost on what this guy's playing. I would say I don't think he's playing a lot of creatures, but he's playing more creatures than I thought he would be playing.
And Blood Witch is pretty much going to be pointless, I think, against this deck. I thought he had another guy that died already. I know I killed the Temptress. Where is the Temptress? Okay, there she is. Yeah, and the Aristocrat. So he's playing a fair amount of cards. The nice thing is, if I don't kill him, he starts killing his own guy, which is kind of interesting. And I can also play Corruption Shrine and then activate Soul Prison. So I have options. Alright, I can't play Cataclysm anyway unless I toss her in, we'll say, for a new resource, which is reasonable because I kind of want to get to Karthus anyway. And I also want to be able to start using Despina. Right now, there's nothing really in this deck worth getting, but I wouldn't mind paying 5, I guess 6 to get a Library Guards. That's not out of the question. So I'm a bit torn here. I don't really want to play Guy because then he just murders it or starts murdering it with him. I think I'll probably play Cataclysm. That's reasonable. Slow the game down. Toss one of them back. Okay. Won't be able to use this. It won't replace itself either. Alright, it doesn't matter. We're not replacing it. So yeah, we'll just Cataclysm. That's fine. There you go. What else you got? This game looks weird. I like the game. It does look kind of ugly, the play field, with like the different areas, but I think that part's going to look better. I think the rest of it looks pretty good. It's pretty clear what's happening. The problem is if you don't know what's going on, the different mana types are very interesting, and they add a whole nother element to the game, which I think is quite interesting. All right, now we will play the Harpy. I mean, if he's going to just chuck down an Aristocrat, then we're pretty happy playing a Harpy. We're going to save this shrine so that, well, I guess it doesn't matter. I mean, we could play Karthus here if we wanted. That's the interesting thing. And I get to decide who dies. That is very tempting. What is he going to have, though? Is he just going to immediately throw down another Helm of whatever? He might. I'm pretty sure I have one as well, but would it be better just a Blood Witch Harpy here? I think probably it would be. We need to use this one because we might need another Corruption Shrine for that thing. Ooh, the Chalice. The Chalice is quite promising. The Chalice can get us a lot of life really quickly because we can use the Chalice with him and sack a guy and then get 2 from him and then 1 every turn from the Chalice. So we may be able to do it. Game is super cluttered. It's actually not cluttered. I think I see what you mean. Like there's all these different data points, but like the middle of the screen is pretty open. The top is just letting you know what phase it's in. But there's a lot of things happening in the game. Is one of the issues. All right, so this is where Despina is totally broken. He knows what's in my deck. It's a pretty standard deck. So he could just go in and get whatever he wants. I really think Despina is a serious problem. Alright, so what's that? Okay, I can't block him. Alright, how much does this cost? It's only 1. So I could do them both. I could wipe this board here and get a bunch. I think that's probably what I do. But I can't play him. Oh yeah, I'll be able to with this. So I'll do that. I'll kill with that him. And then I'll activate. Oh, that costs 2. Why was I? Well, I thought it cost 1. That was ridiculous of me. Let's see. Do we want to run him away? See, I wouldn't have done this had I realized that was. I was looking at this way and saw that it was just 1 there. 1 purple crystal. I'm not looking there where it says 2. That was my bad. That really is a big difference maker too. We'll let it go for now.
Okay, so the question is going to be, what am I hoping to get out of his deck? So I can get something for a total of, next turn it would be 5. So I could get him as a 2/3. I could grab, I don't know. I imagine he has Karthus, but Karthus is a turn 9 grab. Yes, Waxor, the game is actually pretty fun. Oh goodness, it's a pretty good game, I think. All right, so it'd be nice if we can find a way to kill him, so that we can then just activate our power to kill that guy. So we'll see if this works out for us. We will do this. See if we can get something good here. Hey, what up? It's Karthus. I think we just saw this guy. All right, so that was humorous. And then we'll activate this and kill the other guy. I guess. Yeah, we'll do it. It's more health, if nothing else. So this is going to degenerate into this crazy game. Just madness. I'll probably try to get another Karthus out of his deck when we get to turn 9. That'll pretty much be the plan. I'll just build to 9 and then activate her, get his Karthus, play it. It'll kill my Karthus. I'll get 2 life and pull the Karthus out of his deck. It looks better than Soulforge for sure. Yeah, I mean, that anyone who's playing Soulforge for its looks is having a problem. Soulforge is it's not the good looking game. That's okay. Not every game looks good. Some games are just good. All right. Yeah, we're just gonna play Succubus. So this is another place where this. Oh goodness, and we have Reincarnate. Or this deck is really strong, or her power, because now I'm out of cards, and I can just say that's fine. I'll just start plucking cards out of his deck. No big deal. All right, and I get to reincarnate Karthus or her. Like, this is gonna get really ugly really fast. Karthus seems pretty busted. Yeah, I agree. I'll say this, Waxor. The game, I think, is really strong. I'm really enjoying it. I would say the balancing has been dicey so far. It's a small company. It's in closed beta. And it's something that they're working on. But they have been very open to the player base, which is good, which is sort of the opposite of Soulforge, that is not open to the player base. You know, complaints take months before stuff gets resolved. And Karthus isn't quite as good as he looks. He's incredibly expensive. Getting to level 4 is very hard to do. The only reason it looks so easy here is because this is a control on control. You just took my Succubus. This is so dumb. Whoever thought that this was reasonable is out of their freaking mind. So what happened is this ability used to be a random ability where you would look at the top X amount of cards from their deck, and if you got something cool, that's great. You got something cool. But they decided to change it to be a situation where you could pay exactly as much mana as you wanted and go get a card that matches that. Which in theory sounds like maybe it's not busted, but it is. It's very busted. All right, this is unfortunate for him. I think he is now dead. Is it worth even just sacking her to get more health? Because if I get to 40 health, I win also. It's a win condition in the game. It's very interesting. I don't know. I'm not sure. I don't think I want to sack her. I think I'd rather pull some cards out of his hand. He might have another Cataclysm, and then I'll kind of regret this whole series of plays that I've made. Does this game cost dollar bills? Sort of. I'd say it's more free to play than any of the other online games I've found. The quests and such are really generous. So from that standpoint, it's pretty darn free to play. But like Karthus is an epic and he's harder to get. But they have quests that are like, get an epic. So it's pretty cool, actually. I've been pretty impressed by it. Okay, so what the heck are we trying to do here? Certainly turn 9 to go get a Karthus would be good. The problem is he's going to beat us to that, which actually maybe is better. He gets the Karthus before we do. I don't know his deck well enough, actually, to know exactly what I'm trying to get out of it. That's kind of a problem for me. I'm going to have to trade this in to try to get mana to get to the turn 9 Karthus out of his deck. Okay, that's perfect. So next turn we definitely will get it. We'll go ahead and kill this guy just so that we still keep our win condition of 40 alive. The problem is if we go get Karthus on turn 9, his thing right now is down, but it'll be up next turn. And so then he'll be able to get it, and he'll be able to screw us. I'm going to toss this back in hopes of getting a mana that draws. That's one of the coolest thing about this game is the way resources work. They actually replace themselves, so you can't get too flooded. That's very, very useful. Okay, so I can do this. I can know that I'm getting a Karthus out of his deck. But I know he knows he can get a Karthus, and he can come kill my Karthus. So this is why this ability is broken. It makes these control matchups ridiculous. All right, so I'm not going to do it. I feel like it's in my best interest to actually wait, let him use his, but he might not because he still has 6 cards. So I'm in a tough spot right here. Because I have 3 Karthus in my deck. I've only played 2. So I know for a fact that I have exactly 1 more in there. Where is he? Yeah, here he is at the end. So there are 2 more left. Yeah. Wow, it's a tough spot. I think I have to pass. I mean, he's not doing anything anyway. Other things in the portraits, like heroes in Hearthstone. Yes, this is a mirror. Oh, it's a very loose mirror though. Like it's totally different factions, so I'm not sure I would describe it as a mirror. It's mirror-ish. All right, so if I play Karthus, I win. If he has a Karthus, because what's going to happen is he's going to come into play. He's going to kill a guy. I'm going to gain 2 health. Then I will sack him, and when he dies, I'll draw a card and gain 2 health and win. So I should win this game right here, assuming he has a second copy of Karthus. If he does, I'm going to be so pissed. So basically, this comes down to if he owns 2 Karthus, I win the game. He might not own 2 Karthus. There's actually a chance he does not. Alright, so let's be very sure we're doing this correctly. Attack and hit points. So yes, so it'd be 9. Alright, let's do it. Let's pay 9. We'll pay 8. Here we go. Karthus. Ball game. Dumb card. Can't have Despina like that. It's broken. And then I will sack Karthus. Burp. Ball game. That's how you win. All right. And look at that. I won by reaching